Alright, well, we're really going all over the spectrum today. Going from a large curved blade to a smaller blade with a not much of a sori to a straight Ninjato, whatever. Never. Horizontal. There we go. Pepsi, or the evil Gatorades. Very close. I like it. Like them all. Alright, guys. Alright, boys and girls. The other sword that came in today, this Ninjato, they pack them better. This was just in a generic box with a generic bag with real styrofoam, and it is what it is. Now, but this is from Sword and Armory. I want to say, yes, Sword and Armory. Now they have one of their own that I understand is basically just like this. This is from that guy that calls himself Master Park, or Parks, I don't know, so we'll just call him Park from now on. I understand that both that one and the one from Sword and Armory that they have are basically identical, except the Suba. Now the reason I didn't go with that one, I went with this Master Park guy, is I like the square Suba. Okay, I just like that. This here is your generic, just basic wrap. It's tight. The diamond pattern is pretty good. They're pretty exact all the way down. Not bad. Fittings are good. They have a nice antique look to them. Nothing's wobbly. It would make a bad ninja. It does shake in the thing, in the saya. I've learned to check these little knobby things. I know some of the parts. I'm just not one to, like use them all the time. So, if you don't like it, get over it. And speaking of that, I know that the Ninja Katana and the Ninjato and Ninjato, or whatever you want to call it, is not historically accurate, that there is no such thing as ninjas. They don't have any found from a long time ago in museums, and it's a non-historical piece. I know that. You don't need to. If you want to leave comments saying, you know what, there's no ninjas, that means you didn't listen to the video and you're an idiot. So leave them if you wish. I'm just telling you, I know that, but you can tell me if you want. Never mind. Anyway, the saya is nicely done. I got my fingerprints all over it. It's a short little booger. It's in there pretty good, and that's a good thing. It's not going to fall out on me, if I'm climbing up the side of a castle or something. The saya is well done. It's got some nice, I don't know what you'd call it, but it's well done. I've seen worse on $120, $100 pieces. So that's a plus. They did something right up here on the Kasaki. Hey, there you go. You can see that in the light now. They did something to it which I'm not quite sure what. It almost looks like machine marks, which they didn't buff out. Do I care? No. The jamon, I'm sure I'm not saying that right, because it almost sounds like homie. Hey homie, what's up dude? Hey jamon, come on over man, we got something to smoke. I'm sure it's acid etched. I would probably say it's not even real. As for this Master Park guy, I started to hear some things about him, and I'm like, okay, well, you know, some people didn't like him, and I was like, all right, well, why? You know what I mean? Well, come to find out, some people just think he's a fraud. I don't know if he is or not. I really don't care on it. It feels good. We'll go out and we'll do some cutting with it. It feels good. I am really not used to these short sayas, or sukas, I'm sorry. I'm not, or skas. I think they're called skas now. Everybody's like suka. I'm thinking they're called skas because I heard somebody like keep calling it a ska, and if you think about it, T-S-U-K-A, ska, I don't know, it could be. Anyway, I'm not quite used to them because I'm used to it, and no, I'm not going to do any of this twirling shit. It'll end up piercing something, and you can watch the paramedics come in while I'm spurting blood. Anyway, all right. Let me try to get it to where the light's not glaring off of this. You can see some of the tool marks I'm talking about on the Kasaki. The shine's good. I have wiped this down, you know, so it's you know, fit finish. It's good. So here's that. You can take a close look on it. And again, you know, you guys that do videos on these things, I mean, I'm not speaking for everybody else. Here's some of the jamon you can see. I'm not speaking for everybody else, but these are things that I like to see. You know, because when a person by there, you can get a good look at those tool marks right there, boy. At least what I'm seeing in the lens finder. Yeah, I don't know what the hell that is. I'm not going to polish it. I ain't worried about it. But you guys that do videos, see, these are the kind of videos I want to see, because a lot of people, when they buy swords, they're buying them like, you know, you can't handle it, you can't eyeball it, and if all you guys do is show a video of somebody, you know, just swinging it around and cutting things, the person can't really see what it is, or how good it looks, or how bad it looks. But then again, if you start copying the way I do things, then you'll take away some of my subscribers. Wouldn't want that, would we? Paper cutting. Okay, here we go. I'm back. This is how it came out of the box. I haven't touched it. That was good, wasn't it? That's not bad. It's not good. It's nowhere near good. Oh, I forgot to mention the spine, how thick the spine is. So that's it's a meaty piece. All right, I gotta go. I'm very busy. See you. Dearly beloved, I have called you all here today. Oh, wrong video. Two things: the Munetoshi Ninjato and the Master Park Ninjato. Okay, Sword and Armory sells both of them. They aren't both the same. Looking at the specs, they're kind of similar, but we have a little problem there, because on the website for Sword and Armory for the Munetoshi Ninjato, they have slightly blued, which it could be slightly blued, but they also have a bohi. Okay, now the bohi is not on the image that they show, okay, nor is it on the Ninjato that you're going to get. There is no bohi. So anyway, okay, back at the ranch. So I think it's very important, the seller, the one that runs these sword companies that sell these things, we're kind of dependent on what you write, and it's really important that you just pay attention. You know, we're throwing a couple $100 your way, and you know, it's important in that case to say, hey, you know, this is what's going on. I'm gonna, the reason I bought two originally, I bought the one made by this Parks guy. I'm not gonna call this dude a master. I mean, it's just, I don't know. No, I ain't gonna do it. But this guy, Parks, you know, I got his first because I like the way the Suka was. When I show you the pictures of the Suka, you're gonna see, damn it, the Suba. You're going to see some paint touch-up. Okay, a lot of that is my fault because I scratched it. Some of it is because it was scratched when I got it. Okay, which should have been, in my opinion, a factory second. It should have been, but it wasn't. Plus, also, it came loose after cutting a bottle. After cutting some bottles, the Suba came loose. Should have been a factory second. But I will say that now that I got everything ironed out and everything's fine, I like the way it handles. It handles very well for a straight-bladed sword in a katana-like fashion. It handles well and it cuts very well. This one you see here, this is the Parks Ninjato. This overall length is 33.25. The Nagasa length is 21.75. Suka's 10.5. Balance point is 4 inches, which is good. I like that. The weight without the sai is 2.5 pounds. That's going to come into play a little bit later. The Suba material is steel. So that's a lot of steel. That's that is steel. Blade, very sharp. No wood. Sorry. Blade material through hardened 1065 carbon steel. Now, one thing I will tell you, and it's on both of them, these little brass thingies right in here, they're loose on both of them. You know, they could have glued it in. It's not a deal breaker. You know, Bakugi smoked bamboo double pinned. To me, that's a marketing thing. I don't know if it's smoked bamboo. What would I care if it's smoked bamboo? I mean, the hamon is a aesthetic. I never could say that word. Gunome, G-U-N-O-M-E. And what that means is, from what I discovered looking it up, is a repetitive semicircular pattern. And even though I got some blue on this, you can actually see it on there. So I learned something. Cool. Okay. This is the one I just got in. It's the Munetoshi Ninjato. I don't have a scale, but I'm going to tell you why. Blade sharp. Okay. That's better. That's better. That is a good, except when they said Parks, very sharp. Bakugi, smoked bamboo, double pin. Again, so what? Suba material. Feels like a cotton. It's like that shoelace stuff. The hamon, aesthetic gumon mid-air, M-I-D-A-R-E, in a regular pattern with some repeating waves. And yeah, that's true. That's what it looks like. I learned something. Well, here they are together. One thing I did forget to do on the other one, as for the steel, as for the Suka, here's the magnet test. So, yeah, it's steel. Just as much steel as the other one. Alright, everything else is an alloy. Okay. Alright, let's come over here. Okay, now let's take a look at something. You see the width of this? Okay. Okay, here we are at basically 1 3/8. You see the width of this? Okay, we're looking at 1 3/16. Just a hair under 1 inch. Okay. Up here, we're looking at 1 inch. Alright, now we're looking at a 1/4 inch. Okay. Still just a hair, just a 1, 2, 3, 3/16. Here on the Parks, we're looking at, let's see, 1/4 inch right there. Right here we're looking at roughly, a hair under 3/8. Now that's why I'm saying that both of these cannot be, that this one cannot be lighter than the Munetoshi one, cannot be lighter than the Parks one. First of all, you don't feel it. Second of all, you got a lot more steel going on with the Munetoshi one than you do with the other one. Overall impressions, if I had to do it again, I would have just bought the Munetoshi one. It was like 125. This one was around 100. Okay, I would have just went ahead and bought the Munetoshi one. There are some tiny little subtle things that just overall quality wise that even shows with 25 bucks. Okay. One thing that I had a problem with was the Kisaki, was the polishing. This one's not as bad on the Munetoshi. But then on the other hand, the Parks has some good attributes to it. One thing I was doing with both of these is I was taking one in one hand. I was just using 2 swords. Eventually get good enough to use 2 katanas, with the weight of each one in each hand.